What up, peeps? Energy here, and I know it's been quite a bit since I've done an energy broadcasting system. I'm mindful of every once in a while disconnecting to reconnect to myself. Make sure that I'm always, when I'm doing this, is coming from a space of love and purpose, and with purpose. And I love life, my experiences through life, and when I go through something that makes me think and reflect, I'm mindful to share it. So if I'm not feeling it, I don't share it, or I'm not feeling something to share, I just don't do it, and I haven't felt it. So I've taken that time for me. And I did a energy broadcasting about responsibility, irrelevant to who's at fault, and I was going to post that. But, you know, a lot has happened in the last 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, that I still want to touch base on that, but I also want to use some examples on the importance of that. So responsibility, right? Irrelevant to anything that's happened to us in our lives. And I'm going to say, and I validate and I acknowledge that things happen to us that are sometimes horrible and not fair and wrong, and that someone has done things to us that's just unjust, and there's a fault there. Yes, there is, and I'm not taking away from that, but irrelevant to who's at fault. And the fault that someone has in your life, what they don't have is the responsibility to work on healing. That's yours. That belongs only to you and solely to you, irrelevant to who's at fault. They're at fault. You get it. You see it. You validate that, and then you've got to stand up and take the responsibility to put the work in, to heal, to get through that, to get past it, to allow that moment to serve you. It's a teachable moment. See it. But you've got to put the work in to heal, because you can go a lifetime with that external and that blame game. And like I say often, all these energy broadcasting tie in together, because those are core values and core tools to have in the evolution of oneself. And ultimately, you know, there's a song I play in class, you know, that time is going to take us all. It is. It is. I'm not saying that for you to worry about, oh my God, listen, we're all dying. We're all dying. The moment that you were brought into this earth, and you took your first breath, you started the process of dying. But you know what the most craziest thing of all that is? That's happening to all of us. But you know what's not happening to all of us? Most people are not living. Dying is for sure. That's happening to all of us, but not all of us are living. Are you living? Are you living? And part of living is not just doing adventure stuff, because you know I live there. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want to experience you. I want to have deep conversations. I want to mentally connect, spiritually connect, and with somebody, or one day physically connect once again. The importance of that in living all those things, but also is not sweeping things underneath the rug, because then you start to shallow live, and you're only living surface, and that depth starts to go away every time you sweep something underneath the rug, and you don't take the responsibility in your own life to work on the things irrelevant to who's at fault. If anything that anybody's done to you, your responsibility on going past that, walking through it. And I was with my friend the other night, and she said something great. And this happens to some people that, you know, I'm like, oh my God, that person's taking a step back. And she said something like, you know, that person can't take a step back because they never took a step forward. That's deep. And I have that in some things in my life. And right now I've had this hip, right? And I'm like, I went through this thing like, oh my God, I need a hip replacement. My hip is killing me. Oh, maybe I have a freaking blood clot in my leg because my leg started to swell. And how the universe works. And it brought to me somebody in my life, Marcela, and every day she's been working for me, with me, and for me, right? Because it works for me in the betterment of myself. And I'm thinking, man, my hip is fucked and jacked. And the truth is that my hip was leading me to my heart. And why I say that is because a lot of times I sign up for these crazy races, 50K, I travel and I go and I want to push my body physically, because somehow I associate and connect pain with like a rebirth, and truly to earn my space in this life, in this world. To earn it, I've got to suffer and endure physical pain so that my mind resets and I come out here and I feel like, yo, you know what? I earned another round at this life of mine. And the truth is that I'm working on my hips and she's putting me in these positions and she keeps telling me in my ear, yo, surrender. Let go of your heart. And I'm like, what, man? All these different emotions. And I realized, like, you know what? Like, I do all this stuff, crazy stuff, to find out what I'm made of, to like reset, to earn my space in life. And holding these crazy yoga poses and these stretches with this person that has come into my life randomly and connected, and she's telling me to let go and to surrender, and I'm like, man, you know what that moment revealed to me, because I'm taking responsibility for my journey in my life, like, you know what, maybe I don't have to physically beat the shit out of myself anymore. That maybe that's a pattern from something from when I was from my whole life growing up. It's like I kind of relate soothingness is that beating down that I put myself through physically and mentally. And you know what it's even harder was to like sit still in these certain positions and surrender my heart and let go. Yo, that's deep. So I'm gonna take the responsibility and work more on that and less on beating myself up physically and mentally out there, and kind of I'm preaching that all the time, like this self-work, and I have somebody like, I'm preaching to you, and then I have all these amazing teachers that randomly come to me and they're teaching me, but I allow myself to be open because I am teachable. I'm a teacher and teachable to the day I die. And right now I'm allowing someone to teach me that, you know what, I don't have to take such a beating. I'm taking responsibility and I'm doing that. So I encourage you all to take responsibility in your own lives, irrelevant to who's at fault, who hurt you, who damaged you, who's broken you, who's left you unfairly, who never talks to you again for no reason at all, whatever it is, who you got fired, betrayed by a parent, by whatever. I invite you to take the responsibility in your own life, the responsibility to put in the work for you, to heal, to move on, to allow that opportunity to teach you and serve you. Take responsibility. Emergy out.